When that needs assessment was completed, we had a press conference, and got it presented to the community the findings, which were not surprising, where 97% or in that range of the community all agreed that we needed a better healthcare access. We needed a better educational quality, and we needed a better quality of life. Those were the three areas that they really marked up.
So that's impossible. So it can't be a computer virus, right?
We asked the community to jump in, and anybody that would like to be a volunteer in any of those areas would be put in. Well, we got quite a great response, and we had a lot of people joining this issue. We all know it's very important for the future of the community. And so thus came the formation of 3 task forces: the educational task force, the health task force, and the quality of life task force.
Several years ago, I think it was our Representative Henrik Wead provided some funding for our city to do a needs assessment on what are things that we need in our city.
I want to hear everybody. Go. That one is little Rosalie.
And from that study, I think the lead investigator was someone from UT Health Science Center. And from there, it was discovered that the 3 areas that predominantly came out was, of course, healthcare, literacy, and then, of course, quality of life.
Let's give a big round of applause.
The Read for Life campaign really came out of the Laredo of Tomorrow coalition that actually grew out of a combined efforts of a needs assessment that had been conducted a few years ago, where we tried to identify the needs of our community. Those needs that we identified focus on education, focus on healthcare primarily, and in addition to that, we're trying to, how do we combine those two into a better quality of life for Laredo.
Se transformó en una bella joven llamada Vanessa.
Our initiative right now, since we got our schools involved, I think we're doing our part, and I think one of the issues we're going to be tackling this year is more of community awareness. We're going to be seeking folks that are in the PR side and marketing side to help us do a little better job to support the 3 task force for the Laredo Tomorrow, which is the big coalition group, where we can be more unified. I think, like I said, school-wise, we kind of got that down. Now, community-wise, we still need to work on that. We need more community support, more community participation.
I'm the youngest of 4 children, and I had the opportunity, because my mother was also a school teacher, knowing the importance of reading. I have been able to read to some extent since I was 4 years old. I love to read. I still to this day, I'm 73 years old. I love to get a book in my hand and hold it. I wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. My older siblings were a little bit smarter than I was, but my mom always told me, Rosie, if you can read, you can do anything you want in life. That's why I was able to get into nurses training. That's how I was able to get my bachelor's degree at St. Louis University. I'm a Sister of Mercy. I've had wonderful opportunities because my mom said you can do anything that you want, Rosie, but you need to know how to read.
You probably see him every day in Pro 8 News. He is Richard Noriega. He does the news, and he's going to be reading a book to you right now.
These 3 task forces are important, so if you see activities in the newspaper or in the media, I encourage everyone to try to participate. You know, it starts with us, and from us we make those choices, and hopefully we can bring others along this journey, and Laredo can become more conscientious about making better choices, so that way as a community we're a healthier community, a more literate community, and of course the quality of life hopefully will be much better for everyone, so we can keep our loved ones a little longer.
Ready for school, Murphy, okay?
We came together and tried to identify how do we meet those needs of this community based on what had been identified. From those needs, we narrowed it down to 3 major areas: education, health, quality of life. Under education, which is all tied into the Laredo Tomorrow Coalition, we felt it important that we launch a campaign that would be good for this community to identify with. And we felt that the combination of reading as well as reading about greater health and greater health care would be an ideal scenario. And that's why the idea surfaced of Read for Life. You read to identify how you can lead a better life that eventually leads for a quality of life for our community.
For the past 3 years or so, UISD, alongside with Read for Life and the Education Task Force, we have been committed in realizing that literacy should play front and center for anything and everything that touches each and every one of our students' lives. So with that in mind, we decided that our focus was going to be looking at many of our monthly activities. For instance, we look at what the Read for Life September reading activities are, and each school library has a prominent area that displays whatever theme is for that month. So we have a monthly activities, we have books that are set up, plus we also have our English departments throughout the district and also at the elementary, where we book talk from these certain books, and we also have book reports. One of the other things that we do and that we are very excited that we are doing this year that is directly in line with the Read for Life commitment is that we are doing sustained silent reading, or DEAR time, drop everything and read. And again, that is one of our very most important foundational cornerstones of literacy. We are highlighting and modeling from every single staff member to the littlest one on our campuses who will be in pre-K the importance of reading. So every day we are going to set aside time to read, to laugh, to talk, to discuss. And again, this highlights literacy, and it also points to the fact that without literacy, we don't have an educated democracy and citizens. And that's what we are graduating. Successful student scholars who are able to compete in today's changing world.
Or maybe the goosebumps.
There's an abundance of information that's out there, and we work with the librarians and the teachers and the school districts and the leadership of the school districts so that we could try to launch reading campaigns and contests that would keep the young boys and girls motivated to read and know the importance of how health has an impact on their lives.
Education, health, and quality of life. So the Education Committee came together and they were talking about, well, what topic affects absolutely every facet of our life? And it's knowing how to read. So we really started even from there, we wanted to, the very young kids, the importance of reading. So you could do just like what my mom told me, you can do anything in life if you know how to read. Educate yourself and always be a lifelong learner. So the committee came together, we have different topics, and we work with the librarians, we work with other schools, and the whole idea is encourage the kids, encourage the parents to help their kids read.
I think that this year, from all other years, this is a watershed year because we now have very distinct charges for all of the committees, and first and foremost, it is crystal clear that literacy, the importance of reading, the sharing of stories, the communicating with each other in storytelling will inspire us to become the best that each and every one of us can be.
1, 2, 3.